Why isn't OCD budging? A question that I asked myself a lot when I was stuck, and a question that I hear all the time on coaching calls. Why isn't it going yet? Why hasn't it budged yet? Okay. Now, it's not going to budge overnight. Let's put it like that. Now, I'm going to break down why it isn't budging, why it feels like it's not going anywhere, why it feels like you're not getting better. Okay, I'll run through a list of reasons, things that certainly held me back, and things that I hear all the time holding other people back. Okay, so first of all, the reluctancy, the refusal to give up compulsions, clinging on to compulsions like that safety net. Oh no, that's a step too far. No, that one isn't going to help me. I'm going to feel too anxious. I won't be able to cope with that. I cannot possibly give up that compulsion. That's too scary. That's the step too far. Okay, that's what OCD is going to do. That's why people don't give up compulsions, because they're so scared of the short-term discomfort. Okay, but I cannot highlight enough how much we have to roll with the OCD punches of short-term discomfort whilst we have one eye on long-term recovery, whilst we look to getting our life back and living life on our terms, calling the shots to our life. When for that to happen long-term, to get long-term freedom back, to get robust recovery back, that's going to require short-term pain, short-term suffering, and that involves discomfort. We have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, wearing discomfort like an uncomfortable coat. Now, cutting compulsions is going to be incredibly difficult, incredibly uncomfortable, but it's certainly possible. We have to view it like our life depends on it, because let's be honest here, our life does depend on it. My life did depend on it. If I didn't cut compulsions, I'd still be stuck with OCD today. I wouldn't be recovered like I am today. That's very important to remember. Okay? So we have to view it as, I would take the short-term discomfort for long-term. We have to view it like that. Okay, otherwise we're basing everything on how we feel today. We're going, no, I don't want to feel like crap today, so I can continue doing the compulsions. But what we're actually doing there, you're doing more harm than good. You're prolonging the OCD suffering. Okay, we have to view compulsions like a drug, like the thing holding us back. Take it as serious as cutting a drug, as the heroin addict cutting heroin, as the alcoholic cutting alcohol. Okay, we have to take it as serious as that, because it is as serious as that. Okay, OCD will continue to control your life and call all the shots to your life if we don't resist compulsions. Okay, that's so important. The next thing is the reluctancy or not doing the exposure, putting off exposures. That one seems too difficult. No, that one's going to haunt me forever. The reason we do exposures is because we're confronting the fear. We're showing that the fear, the thing that we're scared of, is nowhere near as scary as we perceive. Now, of course, as you do the exposure, you're going to feel anxious, obviously, because you've been putting it off. If you didn't feel anxious, if you didn't feel uncomfortable, it'd be a pretty crap exposure because it wouldn't be, exposures are designed to be scary and to spike anxiety. So you can really break down in your head, well, why is it not as scary as I perceive? And see that it is not as scary as you perceive. It's just the feelings. You're scared of how you're going to feel. Okay, so you've got to confront that. You've got to go towards the fear. You've got to jump into the eye of the storm. You've got to stop running away from that. I put off exposures for years because I was scared that the next one, that's going to haunt me forever. And the next one, I'm going to be stuck forever. No, I can't deal with that anxiety. I can't cope with the panic that exposure will bring. We have to go towards it. Okay? This is why OCD isn't budging, because people do not put in the work. They expect an overnight fix. They expect a sudden change overnight. It does not work like that. Okay? Why isn't OCD budging? OCD is not budging because people aren't looking at their beliefs. Okay? Beliefs aren't talked about a lot. We talk about it lots on this channel because all of us here have experienced severe chronic OCD. We've been to the edge and back with OCD. So we're talking from personal experience here. And also we're seeing results with other people as well, especially in our WhatsApp groups, which I'd highly recommend joining. If you contact Phil, his number is in the description of this video, and get in touch with one-to-one webinars and get involved in the WhatsApp groups. They're excellent for staying on track, no reassurance, breaking down beliefs, looking at core fears, seeing where you're going wrong. So not looking at beliefs, not looking at where you're going wrong with your core fears, the black and white thinking, the absolutistic demands that you're holding. Life should be easy. I must always do well. People must treat me fairly. I must not have acted wrong in the past. I can't stand this. It would be awful if this happened to me. That internal catastrophization, that is fueling how you feel. Now, if you don't do anything about that, if you just expect that to be gone overnight, if you expect feelings to change overnight without doing anything about your thinking, then I wish you the best of luck. Because it doesn't happen like that. It really does not happen like that. It requires a real look at where you're going wrong with your beliefs, with your perspectives, with your thinking. Think how lucky we are to be humans, to be animals that can think about our own thinking. Lots of animals can't do that. They go by instinct. We can take a step back and see what's causing the suffering, okay? And now what you'll realise, and it leads on to my next point, so I'm going to mix the 2 points together. So reluctancy to look at irrational beliefs and not reading the books on our reading list, okay? On our website, our books are listed. There's 6 books. You've got How to Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable About Anything, Yes Anything by Albert Ellis. I actually got this here right now. I'm going to grab it for you. So you can see this book here is an excellent book, really, really good. I'd recommend reading it. Hence was our first one on there, because it really shows how we, with rational thinking and unconditional acceptance, we are in charge of our emotional disturbance. Now, what I mean by that is, and he'll explain it in the book really, really well. So you've got activating events, and then you've got the consequence. So the example that I give is, let's say you were driving and someone cut you up on the road, okay? Now, you could say the natural consequence of that is feeling anger, feeling rage, feeling enraged by it, okay? So you're saying that because that person cut me up, I now feel angry. Well, no, because you've got the belief. So you've got A plus B equals C. So activate an event plus belief equals consequence, okay? Albert Ellis has written a book about that. It's an amazing, amazing book. And you'll see that the belief is causing the anger. The activating event has played a part, but the main contributing factor is the belief. It's that person must not have cut me up. It's terrible that person's cut me up. That person's evil. That person's a scumbag. How could he have been so stupid? He should have known better. And that kind of reaction is fueling the anger, okay? Fueling the rage, fueling the vengefulness, the revenge. And it's the same with anxiety. It's the same with panic. It's the same with guilt. It's the same with depression. So those unhealthy negative feelings are fueled by the irrational belief. The activating event plays a part. The not achieving the goal, it plays the part. But the big thing we look at is the belief, okay? So if you're not reading any of the books on the reading list, then of course that is another reason why OCD isn't budging, because those books aren't on the reading list for the sake of it. They're not on there for the laugh, okay? They're on there because we see results all the time. It's helped us as well, all of us on the team. Rob put the books on the reading list because they helped him. It's easy to see it as a chore. It's easy to say, oh, how can a bloody book help me overcome this? But no, we have to view it as, well, these books are going to help for long-term emotional health, for you calling the shots again and hopefully bringing mental health and happiness back to your life, okay? Or the stable mental health back to your life, okay? So we have to prioritize the books. You know, these books aren't going to read themselves, okay? You don't put it off to the last thing before you go to sleep, because what would happen? You open your books and then off you go to sleep, okay? That's not going to work. So let's prioritize this. Let's make it a big, not just putting it at the bottom of the pile, okay? We have to focus on this. And when we're very honest why OCD isn't budging, it's because of these reasons, okay? What else? Why won't OCD budge overnight? Why won't OCD budge quickly? And that is because usually life structure isn't really being looked at. People go, well, I'm Sam, I'm doing my exposures, I'm trying to cut my avoidance, I'm stopping the compulsions, I'm getting going with the books. Why aren't anything changing? Well, that takes time. That takes a lot of time. But the immediate change you can do, the quick change you can do, is looking at your life structure. Is how early you get up in the morning. Are you exercising? Are you socializing? Are you putting things off? Are you reading books? Are you doing things that you do, your interests and hobbies? Are you putting anything off in your life because of OCD? Are you waiting for anxiety to go before you do stuff? Are you waiting for the panic sensation, for guilt to go, for depression to go, to start doing things that you enjoy, to start going to sport again, to start going to music again, to learn that language, to play that musical instrument, to paint the house, to do the garden up, to get the job, to start dating again? Are you putting these things off because anxiety is there? If you are, then that needs to change, okay? We have to start doing that, looking at our life structure, looking at things that we're putting off, things that are holding us back. Now remember, mental health, any mental health disorder, there is no quick fix, okay? Medication helps, it takes the edge off of it, but it's no quick fix. You don't just have medication and that's it, it's gone forever. No, okay, there is no cure. It takes time, it takes perspective shifts over time, belief changes, applying gratitude, seeing that fear is just an illusion. Exposures are very, very good for that. Seeing that it's only fear holding us back, and it's only how we currently view it. Our perception, our perspective is the thing holding us back, okay? Until we realise that, we don't make much progress, because you're blaming everyone else. You're saying, oh, it's your fault, it's their fault, oh, it's my fault, it's my brain's fault, it's OCD's fault. Okay, let's take accountability that yes, you didn't choose OCD, but you are contributing to how you feel today by your current beliefs. And you have the power to change those beliefs. You are in control of your emotional destiny, because you can change how you view stuff. You can change your perspectives. Yes, you cannot change many external events. You cannot change those things. If your mate treats you unfairly, if you lose your job, if you lose a family member, if you have OCD, you cannot change those things. These things that happen, okay? But the one thing that you the one thing that you can change is your perception, how you view that, how you perceive that. And that is life-changing stuff, because then you become fearless. Then you realize that, yes, whatever happens to me, whatever adversity happens, whatever issue I have, whatever problem that I face, whatever obstacle I have to overcome, it's me and how I view that. It's down to my attitude, it's down to my perspective, it's down to the effort that I put in and the input that I put in that's going to lead to the outcome. Okay, like the Viktor Frankl quote, the fourth book on our reading list, Man's Search for Meaning. Okay, that is the fourth book on our reading list. I was going to read them all out, but they are all on our website. Okay, How to Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable by Albert Ellis, Self-Help for Your Nerves, Myth of Self-Esteem, Man's Search for Meaning, At Last to Life, and Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Those are the 6 books on our reading list. I certainly recommend reading them if you're looking to get started, because that really sets the foundations, it lays the building blocks towards getting better, it builds the momentum. Okay? So, like the Viktor Frankl quote, you can take everything away from a man. I might not be saying this quote perfectly, by the way, because as soon as I put on the spot about quotes, it's like, oh, I'm going to get that word wrong. So we have to, so the quote is, you can take everything away from a man. So I could strip everything away from you right now, but the thing that I cannot take away from you is your perception. And he says your attitude in a chosen situation, or in just one situation, in an unchosen situation, okay? It's how you view that. It's your perception. It's your attitude, your mindset. That is what we can change, okay? If I take everything away from you, you can't physically do anything about that. If something's taken away from you, if a family member dies, if you suddenly lose your job, if someone treats you very unfairly, if you're if you get ill, okay, if you have a serious disease, or you lose a limb, for example, so it's a serious injury, okay, there's not much you can do about that if it's happened. The only thing that you can do is change how you view that, okay? That has changed my life, and that is how OCD is going to budge. I am recovered from OCD. I have no chronic anxiety. I have no chronic shame or guilt, and intrusive thoughts have lost the intrusiveness, okay? I'm not just going from setback to setback. I'm not just going from trigger to trigger, sort of lumping it and putting up with it. No, the OCD is completely harmless. I have OCD, but it does not have me. It's completely harmless. Okay, and we can get to that stage, but it takes time. And we have to really look at the reasons of why am I not getting better? What's holding me back? Why isn't OCD budging? And I've just outlined some many reasons there. There's lots more, but those are the main ones. Okay, really think about that. Let's be accountable for our own recovery journey, and you can get there, and you will get there. It takes patience, time, persistence, and hard work. You will get there.